All right, all right. Enough of the joking. First of all, people. Let me close the stream music. First of all, I want you guys to look at my battery life. So, at present moment, I have a battery. At present moment, I have one on charge, but I don't know that. Not start the show, guys. If you're here for the first time, please do hit that subscribe button. Some big results from today's game, people. Some big results. Now, there's a few things I want to get out of the way as fast as possible. A few things. One of those things are, there's a poll running in the comment section. Which team got the L of the day? Now, another thing that I want. I don't want the poll to have more votes than likes. If you're voting in the poll, my battery, people. I'm gonna change my battery, people. Let me go and change my battery. Anyways, you guys are hearing me saying, if you're voting in the poll, in the meantime, people, two things I want you guys to do to complete whilst I change the batteries. There's two things I want you guys to do. Vote in the poll and hit the like button. There's no way the vote should be more than the likes. So let me go and change the battery. And by the time I come back, I'm hoping that the vote is the same amount as the likes. So give me 1 second, people. Alright, so I believe that I'm good now. I think I am good. That. Let me fix that. Yes, and we're good now. We are now good people. So this battery have some amount of life in it. All right. So we have 71 votes, but only 43 likes. We have 71 votes, people, but only 43 likes. I strongly believe we can do significantly better than that. I strongly do believe so. No. Let's have a look at what happened on the games today. We're going to look at that. Only 44 likes, 79 and 80 votes. You see, people, that's unfair, no, people. That's unfair. It's hard to vote, you know, because when you're voting, you go touch down something, then you have to vote. And then no, it's hard to vote. Anyways, people, just get the likes up, people. Please, let's hit the likes. Let's hit 100 likes before we hit 15 minutes on the stream. Let's see if we can do that. Now, secondly, there's also something I want you guys to do in the comment section. I want you guys to spam your team and the colors of your team. Your team hashtag. I want you to spam hashtag your team and the colors of your team. Before we do that, I want to also thank our sponsors at SAP Sports. Big up SAP Sports. Still have some things pending, most definitely. You can check them out at SAP Sports 4 on their Instagram page. And also, if you're going to walk into the office in Mapen, Denby Mapen, 130th Muirhead Avenue in Denby Mapen. Thank you very much. No, interesting stuff, people. Really interesting stuff, people. Spam it in the comment section. Hashtag whatever school you support. Just spam it in the comment section. And if you can drop the colors of your team, drop it in there as well. If you can drop in hashtag Big Boys Time, please do so. We are looking at the semi-finals. finals. Now, let me address some administrative things first before getting to the match. I strongly believe that the KC versus Central game should have been the first game that that would have played in the day, and the Mona versus CC game should be the last game of the day. Now, people, if you were at the match, you definitely realize that if it wasn't for the drums and stuff, it would have been a snooze fest. It would have basically been a snooze fest. Now, well tried Central, well tried, but the quality that KC had was just too much. Secondly, KC started off with a significantly weaker team than that would have seen on a week in, week out basis. And yes, that maybe could be one of the reasons why the performance holistically dropped to a bare minimum. In the same sense, it was enough to get the job done versus a Central team with Shrine. I strongly believe that if it was a Dentil or Glenmuir, I highly doubt KC would have came out like that. Yes, they can say that they are heavily focused on winning the Mannings Cup first and foremost, but when you look at the aspect of what JC did, JC went out there to get the game out of the way and put themselves in a comfortable position into the semi-finals of the Champions Cup. They're taking every single game serious. They have that. They're not giving away anything. Now, nonetheless, people, as I said, one Dunsbot said, when is the final? The final, I think, is the 10th of December. I think the final is the 10th of December. Semi-finals will be the 26th. Semi-finals will be the 26th. 94 votes and only 56 likes. That is very much harsh. That is extremely harsh. Now, let us get to the meat of the matter. Oh, before I do that, as you can see, people, I'm telling you, Christopher Hull is having a phenomenal season. That's the KC the CC number 8. He is having a really, really good season. He terrorized the Mona defense today. I'm going to tell him, say, one too many cuts. You can't cut the man. You cut the man again, cut the man. When it's summertime, if you are listening to this all, when it's summertime, when I make the first cut, you'd have caught the keeper off guard. And I'm telling you, he did it quite a few times. When he cut the keeper one time, I said, kick it. I know kick it. I'm going to feel disappointed. I said that was a clear opportunity to score a goal. Nonetheless, they had a dominant display. One of the things that many did not see was actually the tempo at which CC was passing the ball around versus Mona. I'm telling you, many people, when you're watching on TV, you're not seeing that. You are 100% not seeing the quality that they possess. Shamar first at MGIC scouts at the game. Yeah, there was a lot of scouts there from Phoenix. They came to look at the Phoenix player. But if they really was watching that game, 3/4 of the 3/4 of the CC team would have been scouted rather than the Phoenix team based off what they would have seen today. Definitely, because CC really, really did a number. Remember that when CC defeated Dintil, I said it was a comprehensive defeat, a comprehensive beating that they gave Dintil. And against Mona, for who was at the game, you'd have realized that they actually played harder against Dintil than that of Mona. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. But for sure, people, that performance was a comprehensive beating by CC. Mona had their moments. I do believe the coach, I strongly believe that the coach kind of cracked a bit under the pressure. I believe Craig Butler cracked under the pressure in regards to what was happening. I.e., when he took off, I think, who did take off again? I think he took off this number 7 to bring on Bikey. I strongly believe that was too early, and they were heavily they were heavily reliant on pushing the ball to Mikey for him to hold it up or play it off to the white players. But it was difficult because for all those who would have seen, Mikey is unfit. He's not at the 100%. Good player, but he's not at 100% no. He got engaged with the battles with Hodges, but Hodges was quicker, sharper to the ball, quicker in movements. And MG Fresh guy said, MG, remember me said to you last night, anytime you said the game will be close, it never was. Fresh guy, look at that if you do with CC. I'm not gonna say CC game then close again. I stop say that. So Nana said, anyone seen such man? Him unseen from last night. Yeah, unseen. Where are you, bro? Where are you? Pepper big up Mona I play with 9 man. Not necessarily, but I do believe that when he took off the player, I'm trying to remember. He took off Craig Butler actually took off a very good player. Peralta was playing striker, and then after he made the first change, Peralta went back to defend, and that's kind of confusing. That's really, really confusing. Minute up on the pitch, I understand the players might understand the result that he want or what they want, but it was definitely confusing. It was really, really confusing, and I find it difficult. But that's how it. But definitely, if you look at the game in context, Mona was handed a very, very hard ball. They came up against a difficult opponent. Now we were discussing how difficult would it be for CC in regards to how long Mona can press for. And if you were at the game, you would have realized Mark Skater comes and they should have give Bailey a jersey if he come help Mona. Ah boy, hey, that's funny. If you'd have realized that the Mona players were dropping like flies. Quite a few of them went down, and it seems as if it was fatigue. I think Unseen was one of the person who said that Mona was going to press CC for the full 90. And I said, based on the pace of how CC passed the ball, that is difficult. That was difficult. At one point, I see 5-6 Mona players pressing the ball at once, and CC made 3 passes, and 5 players were out of play. 5 players, just 3 passes. And this is what happened. So, for example, if Koopy had the ball, 4 Mona player pressing Koopy, and you know what Malachi or Hodges would do? They would play the ball onto Koopy despite they were pressing him. And all Koopy would have done is knock it back to either Malachi or Hodges, and Hodges just switch the play immediately, and that's 4 players out of possession, out of the play. That's difficult. That's really, really difficult, people. Extremely difficult. And I was saying to myself, why is that Butler just ease off the press? Do not press so high. Do not press so intense, because it was taking a toll on the players. And you know what I realized? For example, when they came out in the second half, for the first 10 minutes of the second half, maybe 10 to 15 minutes, Mona was up for it. Pushing hard, pushing forward. And you know what happened after that? They pushed so high, go scrum them, CC gained back 100% control of the game. Because they got back a goal, and they were saying, yes, we can get back something in it. People, we have 166 persons on the stream, only 72 likes. We have 144 votes and only 72 likes. People, just get the likes up to 100 people, please, and you won't hear me say anything in regards to that. Now, let me tell you something now. Me get a lot of beating. I got a lot of beating in the stadium, people. Let me tell you why me get a lot of beating. There was a lot of KC fan in the stands, right? And when KC was playing Central, I was saying that performance from KC was extremely flat. Really, really flat. And I said that if KC want to play and take those gamble, I really, really doubt that if it was a Dintil or a Glenmuir, that they would have never done such thing. They would have not done that. They strongly believe that the squad that they put out was good enough Unfortunately, Central didn't came to the races. That's how it went. But in football, it was Glenmuir or a Dintle, they Casey would have never done that. Let's get back to see. So the reason why the fans were cussing because I said that the KC team was not performing well. And then cuss me say, boy, 6 man now play and you don't know about football. The amount of people tell me say me don't know about football. I said, me go sit down, I sit in front, I sit in a middle of crowd, and I said that CC are the best schoolboy football team in Jamaica. Hey, we are say, hey, you don't know about football. You just start watch football, what here? You don't know about football. KC, the KC fans. No about football. You don't know about football. Be foolish your chat say. And me say, if you look at that game that CC just played against Mona, do you strongly believe how KC are playing against Central? They can turn up against CC like that. Them are playing 6 of them. I say yes, they're not playing with 6 of their starters. But in the same sense, based off what we're seeing right now, do you think that they can bring forward that type of performance against a CC? Of course, anything can the ball round. Sorry, guys. Yes, the ball is round. Say God, the ball round, of course. The ball was round for our Mona as well, you know. The ball was round for our Mona as well. And look what happened to Mona. Look what happened to Mona. Let me tell you something, man. Mona, as much as they are a good team, they came up against a team. Boy, I would say it was like a juggernaut. It was like a juggernaut based off how CC looked today. They look dominant in possession. They look dominant in the final third. They held possession well. They worked the ball so nicely. And I'm saying people, if you're watching far away and you're watching on television, it is vastly slower on TV than that we're seeing in the stadium. If you were at the stadium, you would have seen the tempo that CC was playing at. They were playing at a higher tempo than that of Mona. They were playing at a significantly higher tempo than that of Mona. And they made it extremely difficult. Every time Mona gained some momentum, CC killed the tempo of the game and start passing it around. Then they rise it again. Now, there was some Glenmuir stats. There was some people come from Clarendon. There was a lot of fans who came from Clarendon and the western region of Jamaica who came to watch. They didn't really came to support any team in particular. They just came to watch. And they said it was their first time seeing CC. And they could not believe what they were looking at. I know KC fans. I know other people who are covering football say that that's the first that they have seen CC, and they could not believe they jaw dropped. They could not believe the level. They could not believe the level at which CC was playing at. They had no clue that CC was that good. And I said it. I said anytime you see CC get TV game, the whole notion, the whole concept of who the best teams are will drastically change. Of which league is the best league will drastically change. Significantly. Because I know for sure, people, let me tell you, even KC fans, I know the KC fans wanted Mona to lose. There's a lot, people, it's tough, you know, because there was a lot of KC fans. There's a lot of KC fans who were cheering on CC. I was very, very surprised about that. A lot of KC fans cheering on CC. And I'm like, why? Because the other Central fans and the country fans them are cheering for CC. Big up Raven, welcome. They were cheering for CC. And also the KC fans, the KC supporters were cheering for CC. So it was difficult for Mona. Mona really had no support. Pele said, boy, I narrate KC, you know. I have no ties to KC. I have no ties to none of the team them, Pele. None of the teams them. I'm speaking based off what I see. KC did not put in a strong performance tonight. And if you as a KC fan believe to yourself that they put in a strong performance, I do believe that as a fan, you're not watching the football on an analytical basis. You're just looking and speaking from a fan basis. KC won the game, but that was not an astounding what do you call it, a performance. That was not. Rob Smith said, but MG, how are you going to say D Cup is... I never said that. I said that in regards to quality. Listen, if KC was playing against Dintil, it would have not been that easy. And KC would have most definitely brought out the big guns them from initial. If KC was playing against Glenmuir, it would have not been that easy. I am sure of that. I'm sure of that. But definitely, Central did not turn up. Danger TikTok said, little boy, I miss him. Obita said, boy, I'm glad the team slap Mona face again. Need to hit them off their high horse and make them wake up to reality. Jamaican Youth Travel said, Clarendon College team was outstanding. They look very good and a well-rounded team. Pebble Liverpool said, KC is an individual team. In the same sense, they have quality. The individual quality they have can vastly dismantle any one of the teams. That's the thing about this. That's the thing about this KC team. Central was in and around the game, but quality-wise, it was quite clear that KC had more quality on the pitch. It was evident for that. Johnny Swaby said if KC was playing against Dintil, they wouldn't use their B squads. So how using this performance to judge how they would play against CC or a better team? Great IQ. I never judge it based off who they've played against. I only said that KC had a bad game. And based off that specific performance, they could not play any other top teams with that performance, with that specific performance. Yes, they never have all them best players, but with that specific performance, they could not play any other team. Remember, I know, Central are not one of the best teams that advanced to the semi-finals. But that's how football is. People said, brother, side play against side when them know, against side where them know of quality. But that's football. I agree. I don't disagree to that. I agree, Pella. I agree. I am not discrediting KC. KC is a quality team. I am not discrediting them. All I'm saying is that performance today was not a good performance. It was not a good showing. That is all I'm saying. Yes, I factor in the fact that they didn't start about 5 or 6 of their main players. I put that in fact. I factor that in. But they underestimated Central and they didn't turn out and put in a solid performance. That is the truth, people. They didn't have a good performance. So, Pebble, no matter where you want to say. Hold on, let me see. Pele said, look upon Liverpool versus City. Both of them high press side. And look how the two of them play. Two different style of play. Big up Nick Icon. Thank you very much for the super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Ricardo Robinson said, what are you going to say when Central... just missed that. When Central beat Chester Wednesday. Listen. Central did, at the end of the day, Central did not perform well today. They did not perform well. Despite KC had a lackluster performance, they still had enough to beat Central. That goes to show the level that KC is at and the level that Central is at. That's what I'm saying. And that's the honest truth. And that's definitely honest truth. People, I highly rate Dintil and CC turned up and give them a thrashing. CC turn up and give them a total thrashing. And we cannot dispute that. We can't dispute that. And that's just how it is. Just the same as how CC turn up today and really give Mona a thrashing. It was a comprehensive beating that they gave Mona. KC turn up with the mindset that, hey, we're automatically better than Central. And they basically did not put in a sounding performance, despite they were the better team. And all I'm saying is that performance, if they were playing against a better team, I highly doubt you get that type of performance. Obita said Stats versus CC is going to be a match to watch. The best offensive versus best defensive. Unstoppable force versus immovable object. Stats 1-0 winners. All right, so let me tell you the truth. The Stats team, I never want CC to play the Stats team because I know the quality that the Stats team has. It is the only team I strongly believe can really put CC to the sword. The only team. I had Dintil as one of those teams. Too much was on that game. But Stats team is the only team I strongly believe. That's gonna be an epic game. Based off how Stats play, based off how CC play. And if you guys remember how Stats play against JC, who is a possession-based team, they expose Stats really expose JC. Not a game. So Nick Icon, thank you very much for the super chat. Let me go in the comment section. Pele said they never play good for true, but them win still. Yeah, I agree. Of course they win, but they never play good. I have seen KC, a lot of KC game, and KC have played significantly better. Even when KC drew with Ose Marty, they played better than what we saw today. And if you feel like I'll foolish is that, check it for yourself. Go and rewatch the match. Rasta said Butler was upset, but it was not an upset. What I mean by Rasta said, I don't understand what I mean by that. Alright, so people, let me see something. I'm going to drop the link, people. I'm going to drop the link so you guys can call in on the show. And you see, I always drop a link in and people afraid to call in on the program. I always drop a link and people afraid to call in on the program. I don't know what go on. I don't know what go on. Why are you afraid to call in on the program, people? Let me drop the link. Issa Allen said, I have to remember this wasn't the strongest KC team. I agree. Who is Stats coach? Philip Williams, the coach of Portmore. Fresh God said, MG, people are talking about Mona press. They never press with, we did the pressing. Well, you know, CC never really pressed them like that. CC just wait on them to carry back and get them. Because they never really look threatening. They never really look threatening at all. A few switch off players from Mona, which could have created some dangerous opportunity, but never really astonishingly look dangerous, like they're gonna really cause any problem. People may just drop the link. So we know a lot of people who want to rebut to all I've said so far. You have the opportunity now to definitely do so. You have the opportunity now to definitely do so. Make haste while the time is here. The opportunity presents itself, people. Let me see. We have Luffy coming on. Me know Navarro jump on. No. Navarro, me not gonna make you see long in Navarro. Remember, but we have a few more people coming on. All right, Luffy. Navarro, me know say you Navarro. Are you alone? I put color. All right, Navarro, what do you think about the game today? Let me hear from you first. I always want to come on to come say your say. So what do you think about the game today?
Which one?
The CC versus Mona. That's the first game we're going to touch on.
When I say Mona never play good because CC shut them hard and Mona number level. Him should have lack of the back.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your insight. All right, Luffy. I have first on a jump on. Luffy, bless up, my boss. All right, so we're gonna touch on the first game of the day. CC, huh?
See for that game there.
Mm.
You see for the game is Mona really.
Yeah.
Mona come with the fight for winning or 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Never want to win. When I know I'm today. From them lose, and now they confidence, lose them confidence. They not play up the standard.
Mm-hmm.
For them play. Because me know Mona is a quality team, but me, when I analyze the game, me don't say because of the bigger field. But when I see them be small, they realize.
Mm-hmm.
Like them can't manage the press for the big. Like them look fit. No, they're not hungry today. They're hungry like one time. They're hungry.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Mona to tell you the truth. Cause them are, CC come like Barcelona. Barcelona team them pass, get back the ball. Yo, me no know. CC too good. KC I'm a team in military, but me no know how KC I go top that team. Biggest team in schoolboy football to me.
Hold on. They must say low. People, when I hear them clearly now. People, let me know if you guys are hearing them clearly.
I hear them a bit low.
But them low.
Me I say CC. Yeah, a bit low. Biggest team in a schoolboy football to me.
All right. Let me get back now. Luffy, continue now. Where's the Luffy?
Me I give CC the best team in schoolboy football. You know, say me is a KC man, but me don't know. CC too good. They look too good.
You are the game.
Yeah, I was at the game. I even saw you talking about, should I come talk to you about me they attack.
Oh, no.
They attack.
I hope a reason me I go out and let me tell you, so we come to enjoy the game, Unfortunately, me never down upon the media aspect, but me not lie. Me enjoy the game from the stands. Me really enjoy the game. I was in the environment and the atmosphere. Me kind of like it. Now, question, Luffy. You say he's a CC, so he's a KC supporter.
Yeah.
And you know, say Mona is a good team.
Yeah, man, quality team.
Do you think that it's because of the quality that CC had or has that made Mona look to be an average team?
Definitely military. I would say the quality beat them today. Yeah, the quality beat them. The quality and the feel, like them can't manage it. CC just too good for them. Them couldn't manage it.
All right, so we could jump. Johnson, what's your thoughts on that game, CC versus Mona? Which team you support first?
No, I'm not here to play that. Yeah, a bit low.
Which team you support?
CC Gunner, man.
CC.
I know that.
All right. What are your thoughts about the game today?
Yeah, well, it was a good game. Our first Mona press. I think CC wasn't getting the bunks that they needed. The ball was just keep off, But after they come into their own and score the first goal, I think everything come together at that point in time.
Understood. As Luffy said, you think that the length of the pitch had anything to do with the how dominant CC were over KC?
Yeah, man, the length of the pitch didn't have nothing to do with it. It's just the control and the movement of the players would have caused that. But in terms of the keeping of the football, possessing it more, knocking it, keeping it, moving it, I think that they didn't come into their own in the first 10, 15 minutes.
All right, let's move now to Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo. Still at Manchester United. Me just ask. You still at Manchester United?
No, man. I moved from there so long time.
Which part you go? Let me know where you go now.
I go to Saudi Arabia where them offer me $350 million.
All right. So we can move away from that now. Let's go to the big ball game. Which team you support?
He's a Clarendon man.
It's a Clarendon man. Clarendon people. I'm not seeing a KC and no Mona supporter come on, man. And the CC fans, them alone come discuss their team. So, Ronaldo, what are your takeaway from that game in particular? Do you see anywhere in which your team the Mona team could have hurt your team? What are your thoughts in general from the performance from CC?
The only way Mona could have hurt CC is by CC very own action. CC make some play today were never necessary. That's how them even let back Mona in a game. CC make some back pass were just never. Them do some things today were just never necessary. CC could have wiped Mona like with a 10-0 if CC was just playing all them to play. Them make some back pass, they make some mistake where just for them own mistake that we cause for let Mona back in a game, make Mona feel confident like say them was back in the game. And that wasn't necessary. But otherwise, I never seen a way which part Mona was pressing, but CC was just too much of a dominant force. It just looked like when time a teacher school, you learn a new lesson in school. It come like you say, welcome to a big boys club. There was no sign of Mona showing how them I CC do Mona a favor. Me think CC me just in a mind, me just think say CC do Mona a favor by showing them respect, by letting them score one, make it not look bad. That's how me see it today.
All right, so
Because-
College man make a comment here. Said Butler said in his interview that his team was beaten by a better team today. Rasta Saints, what are your thoughts on that statement made by the coach of Mona?
Respect that statement there, because that statement has have humility within it, and sometimes you have to beat people to get humility. So me like that statement there, but at the same time, I really want to say something. And me as a college man, we play for college, but objectively taking out bias outside, but one of the Jamaican people understand so the kind of leather we see a drop. For man we know football, because not everybody know football. You know? Some people think football, kick the ball down the field, run, go kick it in. But the man we know football and know the kind of leather we see a drop with Lenny Hyde, them really appreciate what them see. And I hope all of the other fans, if them get knocked out already or if them really love the game, look how CC play the football, because that's how the football should really be played. And objectively speaking, are the best CC team this since 1990 at minimum, maybe the best ever.
All right, so Johnny Swebe said Butler got humble pie by KC and CC, so I should stop post about it's time to die. All right, so well done, Johnny's. So you see, those quotes are from the coaches. Butler, you normally use the catchphrase "time to die." I like it, I kind of like it. I'm use the catchphrase and put it now on post with Mona, which is quite nice. Me like it, the little thing. And when the KC coach stamped it, I said, boy, we bleed purple. We them type of something that purple is by our heart. So me use them something that as a little catchphrase to something to get the fans going, because it build that little bit of excitement between the teams and so Johnny, it's not no ill feeling or anything like that, because when we put it up, people say, boy, MG Sports a show boy for Butler and then kind of something there, and when they check it now and see this, the KC one, them and say, oh, I just look a thing him out, but me like it still. Me like the catchphrase, time to die. Me like it. Anyways, DJ Bolo, Play God, big up. Thank you very much for coming on to the show. People, me drop the link in the comment section. You guys can call in, you guys can come in and give your ticket. Don't even have to turn on the camera. DJ, Wagwan.
Damn, I'm a G, man.
Which team you support?
You know, say KC straight.
KC.
Yeah.
Was this the first time seeing CC team?
Yeah.
Were you at the game and watching them on TV?
You know, say watching on the TV, say MG.
All right.
Big woman thing.
So from you at home, sitting comfortably in the household, watching on TV, what are your thoughts based off how CC played and how the game went on?
Alright, so to me, the CC, it's the number 15 for CC first and foremost. It reminds me of Lamar Walker.
Marcus Reed, Little Richard.
Yeah, it reminds me of Lamar Walker.
Mm-hmm.
With that team there from Clarendon College with Lamar Walker and them good baller there. You see me?
Mm-hmm.
But CC, and them play the best football to as far as me see. The man them composed, brother. The man them put. Me not count one night time them MG. Me not tell a lie. The man them put 15 passes together before Mona could have touched the ball.
So, question now, as a KC fan,
Yeah.
as a KC fan, witnessing that with your own two eyes, does it make you question? Me know you can say, me know you have a feeling say your team can do it the same way, but does it drive a little bit of fear in you watching that team?
My question KC backline. You see me? So with that game, I start priest. I wonder if KC backline can contain the number 15, the
Marcus
13.
Reed. Yeah.
Yeah, the 15, the 13, and the number 11.
The number 8, man. You can't forget Christopher Hull. Him the
Yeah,
on the
him
right hand
attack.
side, the left footer.
Him me attack, my G. Him me attack. Number 8. A good center half. You see me? So I oppose my brain. So I wonder if KC can manage that little number 15 and the 13 with the 8. Cause boy, too as far as me see it, my G. Have some good ball out there, you know, but then just a hide. Them a hide.
All right, understood. Question: did you expected that performance from CC versus Mona, or you thought Mona would have get the job done? Onto the fact that most of the time the Manning Cup team them would have gone into the game as expected to win the game. Going into the game before the first whistle, what was the expectation from that game? Do you believe that Mona would have won the game?
No.
Why not?
Cause it's Clarendon College. I don't know still no MG, but Clarendon, it's a Lenny, Father Lenny. I have to lift my cap to them man. Them man that I teach that in MG. When I come on to football, you know. Them man they coach different. Them man they play ball game different. You see it? So I don't know. Right now, I JC and CC I love to see play. Not the one see KC and CC play. JC and CC I love to play.
So you don't think your team can get the job done, man?
Yeah, man. I'm playing my boss. Wispan and Big Baller, Tommy Lee. Them man there and youth, the 13, Kennedy. I like how him play. MJ.
Yeah.
It's a shakes. For KC, I like how him grow. Him grow and I'm confident now. Him start look like shakes, so I know from last season. You see me? Him start look like the Samuel shakes, so I know from last season.
Yeah, man, him bad, man.
Him start jelly now.
All right. Understood. Obito, you try come on a good while now. You're here with us, right? You Obito?
Obito like him gone.
Obito, we're not here, you know.
Yeah, hear me.
Obito, I've got to start out your mic. David Beckham said, can't take it from, big up David Beckham, one of our members on the channel. Can't take it from CC Clarendon. Bad. Trust me. Them tough. KC probably are the only team and JC maybe can take them on. And would you believe that the team that may have really challenged them as stats may have really challenged them. So people can hear me now? The link in the comment section. If you want to come on to have your say, please do. Please do, people. Many times I'm here talking. A lot I want to disagree. I want to not call in for really state what I want to think or how I want to feel about the game.
MJ, you know some of them, you know.
Military.
I'm not to talk football right way.
Yeah. And big up Obito.
Military,
Obito, we are here clear now, man. We are here clear now. Which
You
team
can
you
hear me
support,
clear
Obito?
now. Oh, stats on my team.
All right. So, may I ask you a question? Were you at the game today?
No, I'm gonna watch it on Sportsmax.
Okay. What are your thoughts on the first match?
Remember, we are still
first match.
starts playing on MJ.
Yeah, man, no, man, because them was a TV game, so I assume say I did something game in the one. the Mona Casey and the Mona and Casey game them?
Okay.
It was a double header. The first match was the better of the two, no doubt. The 3-1, the thrashing of Mona. Well, I was pleased. Me didn't know say Mona did not get beat up
Why?
by CC, because CC are not easy team. If you watch the Costa Cup, because most people who watch Money Cup don't really watch the Costa Cup.
Sure.
If you take in the Costa Cup sometime, the CC team,
I mean, I tell her-
very in-depth team. You see them pass the ball and everything.
I mean, I
Them
tell
just-
Obita if you take it.
I don't know, they look dangerous.
Obito.
No, most people, urban people watch Money Cup. Them don't take in the Costa Cup.
Yeah,
So
but
them don't know the type of team them.
Where's the DJ?
Who?
CC not a challenge in a D Cup.
No man, CC
They
have
put-
challenge man.
With team, I'm not seeing a team out there where
Let me tell you.
No. Over the years, like for recent times, like
In recent
like
time,
5, 4, 3 years now.
So dominant. It's difficult. But remember last season, a Garvey win it, you know. You have to remember that as well. No?
Yeah, but military, if we are speak realistically, recent times are a CC are the most dominant team in the Costa Cup.
I agree.
I mean,
I agree.
Cornwall College are the biggest team in the Costa Cup, but a CC are really dominated.
Yeah.
If you really think about it.
Every now and then.
One of the
they
more
pop
dominant
up,
team.
I do think.
That's this Clarendon College baseball game.
What was that? Oh, that Demarco?
Yes,
Yeah, where's it now? May I hear you?
I would have said Clarendon College. I play baseball game in the Costa Cup. They did not play nothing at all.
Okay, understood. So you expected. See, which team you support, Demarco?
I support Stats. So Stats can win Money Cup. So I know the Stats is a big team. Can beat all Casey and
No, man, them are come here. Get
JC.
Stats can't win Money Cup that season, man.
All right, Demarco. All right, so Shane, big up, welcome. We have Stats on the program. Stats, go on, Stats.
Military, what go on?
There, I know. How things?
A person, man. Our management don't have stats there.
Oh, we know some most man who really in it if you call him say the right all the name and Stats.
Yeah, man, you know the thing, man.
Yeah, man.
We have to show the love and tell us that we respect your work and go on to the right thing.
I try my best to ensure.
You answered a question earlier.
Yeah.
So we reach it from our stats there.
Want to get a point across.
Who that, DJ?
Yeah.
All right,
I want
Stats,
to get
hold
a
on for your point there just a second. DJ, where you say
more find out because my asked unseen TV this morning. Outer Mona goalkeeper and JC goalkeeper. Who are the better goalkeeper?
Mona goalkeeper better by far.
To me, JC
Mona the best goalkeeper in the Money Cup.
No, to me.
Mona don't have the best goalkeeper in the Money Cup. To me, Mona have the most overrated goalkeeper in Money Cup. If it's
him not overrated.
sit down and watch some of the match them, Mona don't really have the best goalkeeper in the Manning Cup.
All right,
I
I would
think
say,
about it.
All right. Well, I know.
yeah.
Let's listen to me killing as a man or deal the game from a technical aspect.
All right, my father.
Tactically, when you judge a keeper, you don't judge a keeper by the goals they score and imminent. You're watching distribution and ball handling skills.
Yeah,
The little boy is a monster.
I agree.
The little boy about 6 feet 3 inches tall and him have a wingspan.
Yeah.
A little youth there and overrated. We're gonna see that little youth that keeps some international games.
And they
Best
cover
believe
ground
that.
quickly.
No, but my G.
Listen,
You know, say a point right still, but it's to me, it's the Jamaica College goalkeeper, them kind of shadow him.
him overrated. I don't know how he did that national program.
What you say?
Him overrated.
Hey, we need to follow goalkeeper, like the goalkeeping position. Pussy is a good goalkeeper. I'm not taking from him. He's a good goalkeeper. Him cover the ground. Him confident over him ball. But to me, him kind of slow. Him tall. Yes, I have a good wingspan, but him kind of on the heavier side. him kind of slow and them ball handling it's good.
My
But
keeper.
I don't think him are the best goalkeeper in
Ah,
at
My
SPF
keeper.
overall.
All right, so
My keeper.
for me in a Manning Cup, two keepers that they never really advance. You see the St. Catching goalkeeper and the Excelsior goalkeeper.
Yes, all right.
Those
You
two
see,
goalkeepers
so I can agree military.
are
May I
phenomenal.
absent. You see, Excelsior goalkeeper, good goalkeeper.
Yeah,
That,
man.
in my opinion,
Yeah,
one
I
of the
never see
best
Excelsior
goalkeeper in the
play.
Manning Cup.
Well, James, we can't talk over each other here. 'Cause if we talk over each other, nobody now can hear each other. All right, so let me
So
just finish some of my points. All right, for me, I would have in order. This is order I'm gonna have it. Unfortunately, nobody really see them because them drop out from early. Excelsior goalkeeper, JC goalkeeper, catching goalkeeper. That are the first choice keeper, catching first choice keeper. And with the big one, I not thought the one never really get to keep. And
One of them Thompson.
yeah, man. And when name and then Mona goalkeeper. So those would have been Stats goalkeeper good, EL Selassie goalkeeper good as well.
I know KC second string goalkeeper better than the first string goalkeeper.
Me not think so.
Yeah, man.
Me not think so. But anyways, that are my order still. That are my order. But those
Mado have JC goalkeeper over Mona goalkeeper.
All
I think Pussy is a very very good goalkeeper. I'm having second, but I watch Eki match them. I'm realizing Eki goalkeeper is an exceptional goalkeeper. Like him
solid.
Understand the position. Him know for play the position
Him not
well.
big like
He's
them,
a
you know.
good goalkeeper.
Him not big like them, you know. But
Him get that's why I say him get overshadowed because Mona get this
solid.
like them dep on a high horse now, so them get highlighted a lot. So you don't really get to see the other goalkeeper them perform well.
True.
And
So if
them
you go
get
to the
more.
matches, them you see them,
Them get more.
you realize say Eki goalkeeper is a good one, a good goalkeeper.
all right, so
Military.
definitely. All right, so we have so stats. Since you're on the panel, question: you guys will be facing Clarendon College in the upcoming Champions Cup. Based
You know,
on what you saw, you watch the Clarendon College game
They
today?
can't work with the bracket.
Stats.
They
Me not
can't work
hear
with
it.
the bracket.
Eh?
More than one time, region.
Me not hear you.
You can't work with the bracket setup because from time to time it's a region.
All right, me could say go now. In the event that you're,
Military.
yeah,
Basically, Clarendon College is an all-round team. It's not just a one-man team. So, it's not going to be easy for Stats. In no way. You see that even the back line can step up and give you a good game. If you realize that. The pass that came in,
score a goal.
well, I'm not DJ, me keep
the
continue.
second goal. The second goal, basically, it was a defender that passed that ball from out a defense line, you know, to break down Mona today. So basically, it's not just a one man that can step up for Clarendon College.
They basically same stats as one player.
No. Me not agree. Me not agree with
But
that.
it's an all-round team for Clarendon College.
I think
No,
Stats
so
is one of
Stats
those.
doesn't have an all-round team. That's the
Stats
question.
also have an all-round team. But the thing is, because Stats also have a superstar in the team. Not many people are talking about him. That is in Shotwell.
The number 7.
Yeah. He's also one of the superstars of Manning Cup. He just not get the limelight as everybody else. But in my perspective, from watching him from under 16, ES last days, he is one of those super talented youngsters in Jamaica. It's just unfortunate that he does not get the limelight. So Stats are also around the team. So they have a number 5 in midfield. Stats have a number 5 in midfield.
So what him just a basic contest. That's only have one player in them team. That is not also around the team.
May I hear somebody crackle, I'm not sure what that. So lock off the mic, people, when the next person talk. May I hear one horrible feedback. Yeah, continue, Obita.
No, I'm gonna ask what the basis of a way him that say. Him a try say Stats only have one player in them team that a carry the team. Stats is not also all around the team.
No, I don't think
Some people are base. some people are based stats versus KC off the one match where them watch with Mona just now, you know. They might say Mona CC can pass on the ball. Them can move the ball well, them ball possession, them understand the ball game. Yeah, we're not take it from them, but they see Stats is a very defensive team. If you watch Stats over the 5 years since Philip Williams, you see Stats is not an easy team to score, and them always win 1-love, 2-love. Them not score one bag of goal. They must score one goal, and then the one goal they will decide the match. Another one thing with Stats is not a team is supposed to underestimate.
All right, so you see if you Obito, you have a whoop of feedback. So I don't know if you can jump off and jump on. Try and do that here, so you can start out the feedback. Gutsman, CC Nation, big up.
Yeah, man, big up.
We not done it. We not done the first game yet. You are going to know people. We're gonna run through the games because we stuck on the 2 games them. And we're really kind of now look on the other game them. So we had some other games. Start playing against Manchester, defeating Manchester 1-0. So I'm gonna jump on the panel now. I'm gonna ask you guys individually. Gutsman, what do you think about that scoreline? Do you expected that to happen? What do you think about that?
Yeah, man. Basically, Manchester wasn't the strongest of teams, so I was expecting maybe a penalty shootout or something like that, but it didn't go that way. I didn't watch the match either, so I'm not seeing much of Manchester, even though I know Manchester are not playing so much of a good ball this season.
Mm-hmm.
But hats off to Stats. Must say they are playing well, and I expect them to come out and play against Clarendon College because I don't want them to back down. Clarendon College like the competition.
Mm-hmm.
I want them to play well. You know, I drive fear in them or anything, but let's see how they play. Mona, as the live last night, you know, they predict the score right on the live last night. It's a 3-1.
3-1,
can go back. Yeah, man, 3-1 the game done.
Me know so me get the KC game prediction correct 2-0.
Me predict the score predictions last night in our live. Me make the comment say a 3-1 the game going down. Even when I say 4-2, 4-1, me I say 3-1. You know the Clarendon College team. And only them can play themselves this season. Only them. If you see them lose a match, I feel them one for. You can't tell them. Overtaking them down at Glenmore and them play extremely well, man, against Pro.
Okay.
All around team.
Shamar. Yeah, you're with us? Let me know if you're with us, you know. Alright, sound like you're with us.
Okay. Yes, MG.
Alright, so what more you do? More you lock off the noise in the background, you see me? And then I'll get the feed right away. Question, Manchester versus Stats. What do you think about that game?
MG, repeat.
I tell you you have lack of a nice background because you're going to get the feed delay. Manchester versus Stats. Stats defeated Manchester 1-0. What are your thoughts about that?
I think Stats is a good side and they can win the Mannings Cup. I don't really know much about Manchester like that, but I see them and they look very good.
Okay, I understood. Next, Shane Wagwan.
Yeah, MG.
What do you think about the game then?
Everything.
Me know say it's a Mannings Cup first. What do you think about the Manchester versus Stats game?
Well, because Manchester come on late in the season and was playing some good ball, I was predicting a draw, like a 2-2 draw. But at the end of the day, if I was forced to choose, I would have chosen Stats. And because they have the X factor player, which is Satchwell, and I was proven correct in my theory. When you have an X factor player like that, you don't know them can just bring home the victory for you. So I believe that was what happened with that game.
Just a bit of X.
I make some other comments though, MG. I don't want to shift too far, but I remember I just want to bring up the topic when we're comparing the Manning Cup versus D Cup. And I said to you all that I believe that in terms of the total amount of good teams that Dakasta Cup have, they have more good teams than Manning Cup because of just the sheer quantity of teams that they have overall versus Manning Cup. But when you compare top 4 versus top 4, the Manning Cup would win. Yeah, Manning Cup stronger, and I predicted that 3 teams would come out on the Manning Cup side and only 1 on the Dakasta Cup side. What's really carrying that one team from Clarendon down? I predicted that before season start that they would win. They're carrying back a lot of players from over a couple of years. They are the style of ball game that they play is just first class right now. Yeah, man. And what happened with KC team last year is that they lost 19 players from last year. So even though I know Stampy would have KC overachieving because just the sheer program at Kingston College, I knew that I figured that by the end of the day, the fact that they lost 19 players from last year and it's just a bunch of young players, it's going to come to home to roost at some point in the season. And I think they're going to find if they make the finals, JC a bit too strong. I would have them equal up with stats now. That match can go any which way. But I believe that the bigger X factor in terms if you were to pick out an individual player, Satchel and Whisper is close, but I'll give the edge to Whisper.
Yeah,
right.
I think so.
And that if Whisper come out on that day and play, sometimes him lackadaisical and easy and as well. If him come out determined that day,
bad language.
Trust me, start to lose. If Whisper, I remember that second match versus Georges. I have not seen Whisper play like that in any other match. He was just terrorizing Georges and just having fun with them. That second and third match because he was motivated. I want to see him motivated against that. If he's motivated, Stats will find very hard to beat KC. But yeah, Clarendon College today, boy, I tell you, my favorite overall team in club football is Barcelona. I tell you, them very reminiscent of that, of that team with Iniesta and Xavi and just the confidence, the way them touch the ball, man. Top class. If CC don't win everything this year, I think they would have disappointed themselves. They really have everything to win everything. I'm a KC man, and I'm saying that.
So as a KC man, from what you see from CC today, does it make you wonder or question if you can really overthrow them if you get you both in the
I would say. You see, because of the KC spirit and thing, and the crowd and thing, we can probably use that, and try for, but at the end of the day, if I was to really say who I think would win, I'd really say CC. I think CC would win. But my school have never say that attitude of fighting spirit. That me I tell you, KC just not normal when it come to them.
You know, I find fun with KC. And I think the game against Mona was kind of epitomized that, where Mona was really playing good, had a lot of possession, a lot of threat as well, and Casey still turned around and flagged them. So that's a dangerous. That's a dangerous. They have Casey have this thing where even on them bad day, they can beat you. They come like Real Madrid in Champions League, then bound figure semis or finals. No matter what. All of them now, then the 19th in the league. Once in the Champions League, then bound to go finals or semi-finals are winning. So one of them thing there. I would say. I think I one of them thing there. So we can move on to the next game, people. The next game we have JC versus Mannings. JC played against a Mannings team, giving them 4
Some
goals.
good. I'm like, go around me, you know.
No,
You know
but
what I'm talking about my game.
Me nah, bro. Your game. Oh, your game. Sorry, my bad. My apologies, man. Stats. What's your thoughts on that Manchester versus Stats game? Were you at the game?
Yeah,
by the way?
man. Huh?
Were you at the game?
Most definitely, man. You know my boys them play right across the island, man.
Shaka
From
play?
last night, from yesterday, rather, what they are St. Elizabeth.
Oh, no, go down early. Shaka play?
A world goal Shaka scored to them, man. Free kick from about 35 yards up, man.
Nobody catch it?
Yeah, man. You can send a video, man.
Send it to me. You don't have my number.
Yeah, man. You can send it to you, man.
Send it. If you can send it to me right now, I don't want it. You don't know.
World goal in score, man. Free kick.
Stats, may I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How long now Shaka play? Manning Cup.
A Shaka first season. Remember, Shaka come out.
Yes, last
when
year,
Shaka should have played Manning Cup, COVID started.
Yeah. No, may I ask you a question? You know, so when we start talking about Shaka, a lot of people say me just make nice. You know that? When we start talking about Shaka, you know, whole lot of people say MG doesn't make nice, but one player nobody don't know about.
It's just like the Fortis said earlier.
Yeah.
It's a stiff competition between both players.
And
one.
You all whisper have more goal and goal contribution, man.
Both players have two different roles playing in two different teams. You get the man say? Where Richard is more on the receiving end, Shaka is more on the distribution end. If you understand what I mean. So KC has everybody behind the ball, and them know so the aim, play it on the triangle, play it on the squares, play it on the diamond, finished product, Richard. Right? Where is a total different case with Satchel.
Yeah.
But two top quality and not undermining a baller. It's just like you said. You want to get those on the edge over that one. But me can tell you say it's two youth, but once them stay injury free, I gotta go places and make proud as a nation.
They might make Jamaica proud. From me first time I watch Shaka, I could not believe the level that he's playing at. And him not big like the rest of players. You know, physically big, but his rigidness and core strength was rough, man. Damien Finley, big up, man. Happy that he reach home safe.
I'm done even have the ball, but in reference to the game that played on by Sketch today.
Did Manchester really put in a good performance, or you guys kind of steamroll them?
No, possession wise. You get me? We keep the football and pass on the football. Much better than they did. And you there most of the game. You know, so sometime the end product beat us.
Yeah, that beating against JC.
And that's why even earlier when they said JC one the best keeper. You know, so anyway, Andre did that finish. Like a Salman over number 12. 4 goal pass him easy in the first half.
JC defend well as well because when he gets the opportunity and they make some last. 3 goal line clearance they making in the first half, not 3 goal line clearance JC making in the first half.
So, what I can definitely tell you though, Manchester is no walk over. Them put on the ball and pass it around too.
Agree.
One of the plus was starts having a schoolboy football. It's just like
the Manchester 11?
Huh?
You see the Manchester 11?
Them have them all over the place, man. That are
Yarrick. Yeah, man. Rough.
Them have him all over the place, man. Them moving from forward, put him on the wing, put him back at number 10. Them have him all over the place. Him not comfortable no time, because you know, say Alex Ruben not gonna make him comfortable.
And you are going now with Ruben, no? Boy, you see, because it's so rough.
I'm see a big up some man, you know, big up Ruben, and you know, say Ruben is one of the best centre halves in the Manning Cup.
Listen me. That is the first defender I see lockdown whisper.
In the Coast finals.
Exactly. First defender me ever see lockdown whisper. That was the time I said, no man, you tell the normal man.
He did it in Coast finals.
Yeah, bud. Yeah,
you
man.
get me? So, Manchester team have quality though.
Yeah.
But me not think
they're number 10,
but huh?
They're number 10, Manchester number 10, but
yeah, but at them channel that, you know.
Yeah, man,
7
they
to
play
the
through
10
him.
to the 11. The 7 to the 10 to the 11.
It's same way. Same
And
way.
them channel that, and let them never come with a plan B.
Him have some terrible true passes. Once he can open up a defense, man. The Manchester 10. He can open, split the defense.
They both got sub today, though. Lock right down the 7 and the 10.
Me know, man. Look, well, really? That's surprising.
They both got sub. Them lock right down.
Yeah, man.
You like you mentioned earlier, one Nikai starts number 5 at the belly of the park. You know, as little as he's a monster.
My ball of that, man. When them man the switch play now, man, it hurt you. Yeah, man. All right, so we're gonna move from the game there. We're gonna go to the next game. Jamaica College versus Mannings. Jamaica College defeated Mannings 4-0. Jay Smith in the comment section. I do think that you should come on to the panel and defend your team. I strongly believe. Well, I'm saying Jay Smith in the comment section. I'm saying we can find him in the comment section. Jay Smith in the comment section. Can you there every night, you know? Every single night, Jay Smith there. Fresh God, let me know if Jay Smith in the comment section. Please, my boss. Can you there every single night? And Jay Smith, Mannings turn up against. I knew it would have been. I think they predict 2-0. JC. I mean, know that'd be a difficult game for Mannings based off of how them play. Them kind of left them front three to do whole I work. Our Fresh got the Jay Smith there tonight. Then left the front three for the whole I work, and that make it difficult. For the rest of the team. Because the front three alone are press. Yes, they're dangerous, you know. But what JC does well is keep possession of the ball. And a start team, that go rough. Fresh God said they must hear a cry somewhere. Yeah, man. Vivian, me know, man. Central number 11, man. I think a Shane Garden in him. Rough baller, man. All right. So let me go in the comment section. Shane, what do you think about that result? You think that would have been our expected result?
You mean with JC and Mannings?
Yeah.
No, I predicted about a 3-1. I expected JC for win, man.
All right. DJ, you there with the same way?
Yeah, man, Jay.
What do you think about the scoreline? The JC 4,
Mannings
Mannings
to
0.
really, but I didn't expect the 4 up. I expect Mannings to even score 1. You get me?
Yeah.
And I never expect 4 clear goals like that. But JC is very, very good. A well-oiled machine. One thing a lot of people don't know is this. In the first round, for the last about 10 years, JC never uses their full squad.
Agree.
They just play around, and they will get all a draw match or some close match. Them not care. Them just know that they are good enough to go through, and them just wait until the business end, and that's when they are coming for it. And so
you think that made them fresher when they go into the business end of the competition?
Yeah, man, because yes, sir, the man them where them are save up, them are train with them own teammates, and their own teammates are at a higher level than the rest of the competition. So it's not like they are being left behind in any way at all. And that strategy has been working for them for many years, and they have the most wins in Manning Cup to prove it. And they have always used that strategy. They never play their full squad in the first round or the round after that. Is on the business end. So I know any team I meet JC at this point of the season, I'll get the full 100. Right? I know what the team is really, really like. I was expecting a 3-1, 2 clear goals, but JC is even stronger than I even thought, and I put them way up there at the top in terms of Manning Cup teams. So yeah, the scoreline a bit surprising, but the victory is not.
Yeah, me expect a little bit closer. I expect 3-1, something like that. I thought the potency that JC Mannings had would at least gotten something from either Mus Porter. Yeah, I expected to get something from one of them. But that's how football is. Let me see what's me up on the panel. I run to Gutsman. What do you think about that result?
Well, actually, expected JC to come out the victors, but in the end, they don't look for Mannings put up a better fight. Honest. Daka stack up. You know, that's the thing there, but you just want to continue to improve. You see me?
All right.
Well, as seasons goes by, you see Daka stack up team to get better and better. So let's just continue the good work and hope so we can match up to the Manning Cup teams years to come.
All right.
Better, get a better account of ourselves.
MJ, I easy brush over that for JC to me.
It's an easy brush over.
Easy brush over. How much you boy score MJ?
Who that?
Aldridge.
Aldridge.
I hear boy.
Score. Let me check if Aldridge score. You know, what this man is like Aldridge. I mean, I say, what never know me. I never know say Aldridge on my baller. JC not put it up yet, man.
I don't think him score MJ.
Me I check it.
The scoreline telling out. The scoreline reflect the game that was played. So now watching the game live, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't watch a further. It doesn't reflect the game. Mannings put up a fight. Them just now finish.
Oh.
Them little number 12 of all Blake busy. You get
them not reach to that stage yet, you know, but the Central game also. Central get a whole heap of chance and then could have.
That's true, then get quite a few chances.
Then get opportunity, man. Even the and at the time you see the number 11 kick one and the keeper him parry it over the crossbar. Him could have passed that the ball there, man, there the back post free like a bird that just tapped it.
More comment on the game there now.
I just decision making it come down to. Them just not make the right decision. Decision making.
Okay. Which one get to watch the match?
Go again.
Only get to watch only the match.
No, Sports match.
Me did the other match.
Okay.
The Central and KC match.
Yeah, man, I did that live, man.
Sports match.
TV for it. I really want name.
Yeah, MG, me can't talk now.
Yeah, man, run no shade.
Yeah, man. So hear this thing now with Stampy where I rate the coach a big time, you know, but sometimes I believe, you know, the little arrogance can show. It's like the some of the match them where take off whisper, don't play a whole heap of player. Like today, a 4 starters, the man decide him not play, you know. And decide him not play whisper in a champions. It's come like arrogant, like a show off thing to me. I say it could be that he might try rest these people for stats. He might try feel out if Central good enough for even warrant him playing these 4 players. But to me, it was borderline and arrogant. I better you put them off first, make them do the job, and then take them off. But to not even start them, that would have given Central a lot of confidence. Because when you don't have some of these key players, the team is not as fluid as normal.
Sure.
And then it will just make the other team get more and more confident. And say, boy, they feel like them can do a thing.
Because the performance was poor now.
Yeah, because them come out. You remember this now? Same way the other first match. They had no ratings for us. They didn't even practice to all that. We span the whole team. The coach admitted. Them never show us no form of respect and go out there and the match end up draw. And then when him really organize and plan now, you see the
9
result of the team. 9. He really had no respect for Central. He decided he was not starting Whisper and some of his other starters and just say, Una go to the job. But I know so football go cause see there. Central got some opportunities and with some luck. Another thing could happen. You get me I say? Sure. But to be honest, KC is way above the level of Central.
Yeah,
I stamp you.
Because
Yeah, man, I just champion him arrogance and the way he approach the game why it look that
as I
close.
go sometime, I think sometime when a coach show the level of arrogance, yeah, you can. Some people might say it bad, but sometime it kind of build the morale of the team. Say, hey, we're just that good. Because the truth is no, the most arrogant team I know in schoolboy football, no, are JC, and the reason why they are arrogant is because they are good and they know that they are good. So even in the first leg, they can rest 9-10 baller, run out the under 14, run out the under 16, and still get big result. So it's not a sense of arrogance as being bad, but just knowing that you are better than a team. Ajay Lynch said Lynch, Saka, Aldridge, and Fraser score. So Lynch get back on goal scoring form. That's good. I wanted to see him scoring back goals. And as someone said earlier, when he reached down to them boiling point, this is the time when Lynch score. So big up team man them Lynch, Saka, Aldridge, and Fraser. Big up putting the name on the goal scoring sheet.
MJ.
So military. Actually, I look here. How the match go? Stats play Mona already? Stats they play Mona already, right?
No, Stats not play Mona.
Them not play them.
No.
Oh, them not have no match this season.
Who that?
Stats and Mona.
No, they not play no match.
Well, me that years there, but Mona a better team in what? Manning Cup.
In my point of view, Stats better than Mona,
Yeah. So last night in your live, you did I say like them are a better team to match up to Clarendon College.
Who that?
Did that year,
Stats?
Yeah, no, Mona.
Mona do what?
In terms of pressing and passing.
Me not hear.
Me I say in terms of pressing and passing, you have to like them are a better team to come up against Clarendon College and give a better account of themselves.
Mona, you say?
Yeah.
No, Stats me say.
Oh, Stats.
Stats is a danger team for all our big team them. Stats is a danger. Stats is the one I have my eyes set on. I have Stats to go to Manning Cup finals. Just say.
So who them have next?
Stats to play KC in a Manning Cup semi-finals.
KC. Well, that will be one tough match.
And Stats to play CC in a Champions Cup semi-finals.
Final, man.
Huh?
When you say Stats on KC final.
Man, JC, KC final, man.
Can be. Can be. The Manning Cup. Who KC are playing in the semi-finals?
Yeah.
Who KC are playing in the semi-finals? Think about that.
No Stats.
KC are play Stats. Yeah.
No Stats.
And JC are play who?
Yeah.
Mona.
JC.
So it more likely to be a JC versus Stats final. So look at my prediction now come true. Just say it. You're something that break away, man. Alright. Let me see. David said call out tell liar and not Mona Stats in this. Yeah man, me correct it man. I Stats me say man. A Stats team me say I dangerous team to play anyone I think them the JC, the KC, the CC. And a perfect example.
Me remember now.
Yeah.
You did compare that like that.
The perfect example, go and rewatch the JC versus Stats game. And you guys will see why, Mr. So. Because if Stats have any shooting boot, you amount of people that say, why, that's what Stats bad right now. But because we can't say they do not dump up JC. Only if they and they never play, Shaka never play in a match either. And then create so much chance. I mean them pull JC apart.
When are next Champions Cup match?
Probably a weekend, the 26th.
Weekend, 26th.
And a weekend and next week. People on no volume chip in, chip out. Volume chip in, chip out. So I have to make it clear. Alright. Let me see. What we reach now in regards to the teams. So next game, let's touch on the last game now of the day. KC versus Central. Now we have touched on quite a number of points regards to KC versus Central game. I'm gonna go back to Shane because Shane is the KC correspondent at present moment. Shane, you guys
Yeah,
were doing
man.
stats in the semi-finals of the Manning Cup, and in the Champions Cup, you guys are likely to pay JC in the Champions Cup. Now, let's play a game. Out of those two games, which one of those two games you'd rather walk away with a win?
I would rather walk away with a win.
Yeah. So if you had the
I
option
don't
to lose
understand that
one,
question. You know.
lose one and win one, you have the option, lose one and win one.
I'd prefer to lose Champions Cup and win Manning Cup match.
Despite to win Manning Cup last season already?
Yes, because everybody, in terms of Kingston, they have much more weighting on Manning Cup versus Champions Cup.
You know, say, over time, the Champions Cup are going to become that prestigious where most people are going to really want to win it.
All right, so I don't believe so again, unless you remember when the Super Cup was conceptualized by the then CEO of Flow. And if you remember the marketing that was put behind Flow Super Cup when it came out. And if you even, for example, watch the finals of the 2015 Flow Cup in the stadium, I think it was Georges and JC. The entire national stadium was full. That was the kind of marketing that was put behind it then. I believe if that was continued, then there would have been a chance. But the way it is right now, no. The Manning Cup and the Costa Cup will remain the prestigious cups. But if that kind of money and marketing was pushed behind it like that, then to see a schoolboy football match full of the entire national stadium, anybody just go on YouTube and look on the finals there in 2015 and looking at the stadium.
So you don't think we can get something like that for the Champions Cup final again?
No. Even today, with how big the Mona CC match was, the entire side of the Sabina Park was not open, and one side was not even full. So even with how hype up this match is, the marketing is just not the same. The money behind the marketing is not. Flo was bringing in entertainers. They had fireworks. Flo was just, trust me, they were spending some big money behind it then. And so it was creating a big hype, and I don't see that right now. So hence I don't think that cup have a chance again to surpass the Costa Cup and Manning Cup importance. So most definitely I would prefer to lose the Champions Cup.
And definitely, may I tell you the truth, I would agree with that in regards to marketing, and that's the importance of marketing. No, if the product not look good, nobody really have interest in it. Andrew Blake said, military, please stop it. The man them start faster than JC and get some early chances that they did not capitalize on. We settled and beat them, relax with the dominant JC argument. I never said dominant. But what I can say, well, even when I say dominant, I never mean in terms of then just dominate the whole entire game. But in terms of the amount of chances that they created a significant more chance than that of what JC created. And if I lie me, I tell, go and watch the highlights. Go and watch the highlights and write down clear-cut chances. Because I can't say out of my head right now. The number 12, get one and get past 18 in the box by himself and then kick you wide I post. Go and watch it back and use a pen and write one side JC chances, next side stats chances. Clear-cut chances and ticky the amount of chances. And I can tell you, if each team put away each one of those tickies, you'd have see the game probably done 6-3, 6-2 in favor of stats.
MG, may I have one more point in regards to your question? Can I go ahead?
Yeah, man, sure.
Yeah, man. So, a lot of people don't know KC is the only two-time champion of the Champions Cup. So, therefore, they are leading there. So, so they are leading there. So therefore, they already feel like them have that under the belt. In terms of Manning Cup, though, they are the third winningest team. So JC first, George is second, and KC third. So KC want to accumulate more wins in order to take over that spot. So that's another reason why there's more importance on the Manning Cup.
Okay. And I would understand that as well. I definitely understand that as well because definitely, especially in the Manning Cup teams, they still have a rivalry aspect of it when they have to consider as well. Which school are the big school? And yeah, so that's a big part of it. David said Stats did for score about 3. Stefan said, yeah, MG. I remember that game started late because the crowd outside was crazy. Danali Lou said, a real talk, MG. Big up Damian Finley. You still not say nothing. Fresh guy said D Cup trophy and Manning Cup trophy need to upgrade. Me agree with that. Big time. Me agree with that. Travel Jamaica one said Central was not bad and they never really came out to win. Yeah, I think they played a bit too lackluster. Some of the time, like when you lose, you run to pick up the ball, take a quick show. I never really get that vibe from them. They lose the ball all at one play and see man kind of walk a stroll. Never really like that still. Now, never really like the fact that they come like they never really push 100. Oh, people were 7 likes away from hitting the 200 margin. Can they help us to get there? Would definitely appreciate it. See them, the camera gone all long now. So, people, we have been here 1.5 hours now. 1.5 hours, long time that we're there now. Long time that we're there. Anyways, let's move away from that now, people. We're gonna move now to the Manning Cup. Stats. We're gonna ask you the question. Let's start with you first. Today we saw a Mona team that took a real bad beating. They have the next match that they have is on Tuesday against Jamaica College. Do you believe that this defeat would have affected them psychologically going into that game? Answer that for me, the Stats.
Yeah, man, most
And why you
definitely.
think so?
Most definitely it affect them coming back-to-back defeat. But at the end of the day, you have to also remember, mentally, Mona are one of the most prepared teams. One, affection caused by... At the end of the day, a lot of times people forget that these youngsters are boys, A school youth level, a student level, even them look bigger and robust, The mind is not as mature as an adult,
Mm-hmm.
But you have to remember, this semi-final is a hype game. It's a feelings game. It's a grudge game. Butler and him team have come out to prove something. You have to also take that into consideration. So we know say mentally, he might go reach that them head. And one thing you can't take from Craig, even though forgetting him board them head and turn him in a magician.
Mm-hmm.
You can't take that from him. Him know forgetting them head and wake them up. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
And we know without doubt, him now go roll over and dead come Tuesday. But right now, I'm gonna get JC the edge. Right now. But it now gonna be no 4-love, 4-2 type something. It's gonna be a close knit game. It's go right down to the 90.
All right. Well, I think that's well said. That's well articulated.
MJ, one quick comment.
Well, on the shade. Well, no man, you may go to last no. And just stick it in. Just try write it down. Say don't forget it, please. Gotsman, you think that this defeat would have had an impact on the mental aspect or the psychological aspect of the Mona team that's back-to-back defeat now, no? Going to the game against a tough JC, a well-rounded and big-name team. What do you think about that?
It can take a effect. Because
Gotsman, you have to talk up to the mic now. Barely I hear you.
Oh. Yeah, you hear me better now?
Little bit better.
Alright. Coming from back-to-back defeat, it's not easy. Can tell you from a footballer perspective, you have to be strong mentally. Them have most likely them have the coaching staff who can prepare them mentally. So I think they can go out there. We see potential in them. Them just never come out to play the way them normally play.
Or them couldn't get to play the way they normally play.
Yeah, them not get the chance. Because college really dominate the game, change the style of play upon them. Because actually, Clarendon College have many ways to play. So, them outplay them. Them have talent, I can tell. And them going to come out and play a better ball game. But Tuesday, I hope for watch the matches still.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you, it can affect them. Hope it not affect them. Because we want a good matchup. Why? Against JC, you say? Or KC?
JC them a play.
Oh. Well, that will be one tough one. Mentally, physically. So they have to just put the defeat behind them.
Mm-hmm.
So defeat is a part of the game. And once them can get over that, then they only have 2 days. 2 days to do it. So I just wish them all the best. JC, the best they do.
All right.
Going that much.
Bona, I must say they are neighbors, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I said JC is Butler's alma mater.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the reason I say it's a grudge match, feelings match.
Okay.
So it's like you have some big derby.
Mm-hmm.
Ball are gonna knock, man. You're gonna skip beautiful football.
All right. Shane, I could turn to Shane because Shane never point to bring across. Shane, what are your thoughts on that same comment in regards to 2 defeats back to back? What are the psychological or the mental aspect of it going to that game against a big JC team?
So you see, like how when Stampy keep up in foolishness, the KC team tend to keep up them foolishness too. The other day, when they were interviewing Butler after his last match at KC, they said you have Champions Cup next. Butler's response was, "What that again? I don't really know much about the competition there, you know." Zane? But when him hear say they don't even have to ask him about GSC. Him bring up GSC because it is something personal, and he mentioned in his interview that he had some things against some things are going at the GSC camp against him, and him gonna show them how football really plays. So it is personal to him in regards to GSC. Him though even when they say I know what is the Champions Cup or what that is about, and them have to explain it to him when they are interviewed. So when Mona come out now with an approach like that in a Champions Cup, it's not them gonna take the feelings off of them coach. This is not that important, but me can guarantee you, them are gonna fight GSC. Now whether or not they are going to win is a different matter, because GSC just have overall more talented team, right? And some expect GSC to win at the end of the day. But I see where, as you mentioned, they take the feelings off the coach, Mona as that team, and it is very personal for Butler when it comes to GSC, right? That is something he mentioned that he wants to prove to them. So with that personal vendetta, I'm expecting a very exciting match. So the psychological impact that they may face that they would have probably faced against CC may be nullified based on the fact that they are so highly motivated to play this.
All right. So David said Mona possibly the fittest team in SPF. Let me tell you something, David. The way at the 60 minutes, Missy Man, the Mona players are drop. I find it hard to agree with that. They could not outlast the intensity of the game. And the way they were pressing and the way CC was passing the ball around, their legs got heavy and they get jaded in the 75th minute going forward. And CC kind of had the game quite easy to finish off. Easy to finish off. And CC finished at the same tempo. In my perspective, based on the teams that I've seen, the 2 fittest teams in schoolboy football are Stats and CC. Only 2 teams can start at 100, going at 100 miles per hour, and finish the game at 100, going at 100 miles per hour. And I said it. Look at the amount of possession that JC had versus Stats, but yet still Stats finished the game on a high, not backing down. So I can be wrong. I can most definitely be wrong. Obito, what's your thoughts on the psychological aspects of both of the Mona team going to the game against JC on Tuesday? Coming off 2 defeats.
Think in my opinion, it can be really, really great because when I was a student at Stats and we went to the 2017 final, it was a joy for the whole school. And when we lost, I tell them, man, almost half high school mashed up. So imagine if he was a player. And then 2019 again, we did more prepared for win or lose. And we lose, it still mashed me up. So imagine being a player going back-to-back finals.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, this Mona team is the first time ever reaching this far in any competition. Champions Cup or Manning Cup. If you're coming back from back-to-back losses, the psychological damage can be great. None of our fetch can mash you up bad. But if them come back from it, I tell you, Mona gonna be a dangerous team. And me hear something else that say it's like a grudge match. It would be the same as KC versus George. Them they right on the same road. So you know say Mona are come for blood.
Mm-hmm.
So if them get over it, me have Mona beating JC in that semi-final. If them get over that psychological damage, going straight to the final.
Well said, well said. What's up on the panel? Stats. Did you answer the question already? Are you first person to start off with? Oh, Stats and the would be. Alright, so we're gonna move away from that now. Now. Oh, yeah, there, man. What do you think about that in regards to Mona versus Mona going to this game back to back against a back to back defeat? Oh, yeah, I think you did talk about it already.
I mean, mention that,
the
man.
grudge match. All right, so I'm just gonna give you my few points on it. Listen, people, you don't want to beat me. This is just my opinion. I'm afraid of beating up people. That's what I said before I start talking. I don't want to beat me. No, I understand that this is a grudge match. I understand that it has a derby feeling to it. But let me tell you something about football. Especially to the fact that they're not used to being at this part of the competition. The level of the opponent is up higher than what they were playing in the first round, second round. If you look at what happened today, now when Casey defeated Mona, in that interview that Craig Butler did, Craig Butler said, I'm looking forward to JC. We take this on the chin and we're moving forward. That was a resounding statement made by the coach. In a sense, it's rallying up the players for the next game. Said, hey, we take this one, we'll move on. Now, this defeat, he said, we lost to the better team. That is sending two different messages. It has sent two different messages. Two different messages in a strong sense. I do believe he would have now understand the levels that these teams are at this stage. Remember, he's coming to this competition with the mindset that my players are the best youth players at this level. So the expectations are he should come at this level and basically beat on some of these teams quite easily. I strongly believe that would have been the expectations. Because remember, he's definitely proud of his players and he makes it clear that his players, he have some of the best youth players in Jamaica. Now, when he come up against a CC and that performance from CC, that would take him aback. When he lost against KC, he said, okay, we created few chances. We see where we could have won that game. We see these things. When he lost against that CC team, he would have taken him back a few steps and said, this level is not a plaything. It's not what I thought. It's not what I believe. Yes, my players are good. But there are top quality players out there, top quality coach out there to complete even at a higher level than I am at present moment. So that would have taken him aback and said, we got beat by a better team today. That was one of the first time I've ever heard Butler admitting a team was better than his team. Maybe it has happened before. If anyone in the comment section have heard that before, please point it out when he said that, and I will take it on the chin. I will definitely take it on the chin. But he has the notion that I have the best young players in Jamaica that Jamaica has to offer. And especially that happened in front of international scouts who came to look at his player. I believe this would have been a humbling for him, an eye-opener for him, that there are levels and he still have a next level to go. Mona players, brilliant. All of these players are top quality players. No doubt about that. But there are other players out there who are at the same level, some better as well. And there are other coaches out there who are just as good as you are even better than you are. And on the day playing against these coaches, ego will not save you. The mindset that you're better will not save you. You have to go out there and out-coach these top-level coaches, outplay these top teams who are better quality players than yours, and that's just the general aspect of football. Even when your players are really, really good, you will face a team who's more organized, who's hungry.
Well said, MG.
That is football. We have seen it. We have seen coaches who believe that they already know the game, they can do better than the next coach, and they fit players better than the next players. We have seen it years after years, over and over again, until they meet upon teams that can outplay them, coaches that can outcoach them, and they would have learned that, hey, I still have a lot more to learn. And I do believe that he would have taken this on the chin and said, okay, I see where we are and I see what we can work on. And that there, I have to give him credit and I have to clap him for that, because that is a different side of Craig Butler that we have never seen before. We have never seen that. And that is a learning moment from him and a big eye-opener for him. I can be wrong, people. I can be wrong. But putting 1 and 2 together, that is how I would analyze the situation. No, this defeat can definitely fuel something stronger in him. Said, okay, I cannot approach all these games with ego and arrogance. I have to sit now and look at these teams and analyze these teams and don't believe that automatically my players are better. Going into that JC team, him know the players them. Him said, can remember, you know, when he said that, you know, publicly, he said, you know, say, you play have a JC name, man. You ever play a JC? You have a particular player JC, what on the bench? One I don't remember, and him said the player should be playing.
Yeah, one of the Phoenix players.
Yeah, he said one of the players should be playing.
Yeah.
And man in the comment section, remember the interview they do when he said the player should be playing? Channel Star.
Yeah, I just can't remember the player name.
Dylan John. Yes. He came out publicly and said Dylan John should be playing. You can't say that because you don't know the level that the other players are at. But in your mind, he's just better than the other players. That's in your mind. But you can't really say that because you don't know what's happening in the next team. Especially a position, you don't know what the coach wants from his player in that particular position. Even if Dylan John is technically better, physically more competent, you don't know exactly what the instruction from the coach is. You don't know. That is football. Now, I would understand that this now, with this humbling, I think we might see, I believe we might see a better performance from Mona, a better performance in the coaching aspect from Craig Butler, because he would have known, taking it, that this is a very, very serious competition, a very, very serious competition, and you must come out and outcoach and outplay your opponent, and you just not gonna turn up because you're not good and steamroll your opponent. So this is an eye-opener for him. People, if I'm wrong, put in the comment section and say me wrong. But this is gonna make it this is gonna make it a harder game for JC. Today I'm gonna make it a harder game for JC. I think he might go sit down and say, all right, this is where we are, and there's a reason why these teams are at that level. There's a reason why these things are at that level. Andrew Blake said the man this up all the coaching staff. He's gonna say that these teams are at a higher level, and there's a reason why. Season back a season, Stats their semi-finals, Stats their finals. Season back a season, JC their finals, JC their semi-finals. Season behind season, KC their finals, Woolman's got finals. There's a reason for that, and it's not just a sense of entitlement that because these teams have big name and them do it for so long, make them just do there. You have to realize that not only that, the quality that these teams possess and the coach that they have are the best of the coaches, the best of the qualities players in the country. So that is my few cents on the situation. I know people probably go clip it and say, boy, MJ had this up Butler. But if you listen to that clearly, you realize that there's no disrespect in that. That's just admiration for what Butler said tonight in regards to that defeat that he said. It have shown a level of growth on his side of things. Luffy, glad to you come on back. What do you think about my comments in regards to that?
Never hear it, no me let me just come back. Never hear that.
Gutsman, you hear me say a while ago?
Oh, the man missed the big epilogue them and the big speech there. Chaja.
Yeah, what do you think
get
about
10 out of 10, please.
The part about Craig and Mona and thing about the ego part.
Yeah.
Well,
what do you think about that, Gutsman? Let me know if I'm wrong. I can ask the panelists first. Gutsman, I start to do. Let me know if I'm wrong. What do you think about that?
Actually, you're right. I understand. Sometimes ego can get the best out. We are human. I understand. We have people better than we, but because we're so much confident in ourselves, we just feel say, alright, it's only me, so to speak. So maybe the interview will get to him up on the big stage, then he must say, alright, I am the man. There are people who still like that. Lots of time you see people big up themselves, and in truth and in fact, them know say them not reach a level with it, but them aspire to reach the level there, which is good. Understand? Them have a vision. We can see that, but actually room for improvement. Because you're a coach, not because you reach an international level where you probably acquire one 30 or so to speak. I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe him acquire one 30, him coach him overseas or whatever and get exposure and all of that. Sometimes ego can cause ego for overthrow. You see that? Lenny Hyde probably not go international. Most people are Sammy. Yeah, coaching staff have a lot to do. Say Sammy and make Lenny Hyde look good. Which Lenny Hyde don't have him thing before long time. You know, say Sammy not improve.
Sammy, yeah, him play a part night. But even when Sammy was not there, that embedded in the whole Lenny player as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You probably get better this season. Few season back, but definitely hats off to Clarendon College coaching.
Right. Obito, what do you think about those comments that I made?
I don't think you're wrong in any one of them. One I can certainly agree upon is the coaching one. Where you said something about some of them being in doing this long time, so them know what it is. Look on stats. Before Philip Williams, I think he was the other coach. I don't remember his name. Must be Clark here. So, but since that change coach with Philip Williams, they've been to back-to-back finals and semi-finals. So you have some people who just know the game. So you can just come in at the game and say, "Oh, true, you do this with Phoenix. Manning Cup is nothing. Doncaster Cup is nothing. It's a easy walkover." It's a learning lesson, and I learn from it. If him choose to stay in the Manning Cup, because him the claim for say it was him last year. I don't know him claim for say him now go coach back Manning
Him
Cup.
same proving point already.
But if him stay, if him stay, him probably can
Learn
more. Do something much better with Mona.
You can learn a lot more.
But it's a learning lesson. Nothing yes and no wrong. I agree with everything.
All right. Stats, what do you think about the statements that I made?
Most definitely, Luna, a lot of time people are say you're two-sided, but you spit some facts there. Mona definitely see growth, but you can't just judge growth for one campaign, because remember even last season we knocked them out of the quarterfinal stage. So made it to the quarterfinal last campaign. You're now in the semifinal. Growth, right? But I don't see where Sir Butler should come and dictate how schoolboy football should be played. It's just like you said, you have some great coaches. Hang the dog and give them character. Mr. Watson is one, Stampy. My coach, excellent. Everybody know that. Coach at the Premier League level also. Even my boy coach, catch your name again, Patrick.
Boy,
big
yo, good. You rough it in bad effort. Bad coach.
Yeah, remember say when much time with Bridgeport, you know?
Yeah.
You get me with
Bridgeport,
bigger
we can't hear
times
nothing from Bridgeport again.
Yeah, when talk with bigger times in my Bridgeport. When talk with the striker name of Jamaican I use again. One of him with more the kick off. When talk with him about Bridgeport too. So Patrick is a good schoolboy football coach.
When do prediction now by Instagram? Matax.
Huh? Yeah, Matax. Lenny Hyde. Tactician. You get what I say? And everybody gonna have them different style of play. That's what made the game beautiful and competitive. You get what I say? So definitely you spit some facts and Mona definitely has a growth. And a lot of people they don't understand about schoolboy football. You see, without revenue, some serious funding, all the teams that you see go back to back this and back to back that is because they have the capital to back it.
Yeah.
A capital do it, you know. Everybody knows, say, it's about having money. So if I'm going to pump money in a schoolboy football, him team are going to play season after season. You get the man say, once you can give this boy proper diet, nutrition and point, you get the man say, you can keep them together. Because if you run a summer camp, you know, it exceed 2.5 million thereabouts, you know, for run a summer camp, you know. And the season has started yet, you know. We have to write 800,000 check for go by Western Sports for just for pegs and boats, you know. So it takes money. And everybody knows that where money is concerned, him good.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna have quality players. The world knows that deep rural and inner city
with the talent,
boys have the talent. The world know that. So him gonna have them. Phoenix, all the Phoenix ball must get a youth, you know.
Hungry get a youth to them.
Now them on uptown fit them. You get me I say? He is a good scout, but up until today, outside of Leon Bailey, tell me somebody else, but like from the grassroots to the highest level. So the heights of himself and I don't really see him there, but at the end of the day, I still have some respect for what that do for inner city youths. You get me I say? I'm going to give them a chance. And that me really appreciate. So you spit some facts. That is my take on what you said just now.
All right. Shane Billings, what do you think about the statement?
Boy, MJ, that speech they need for us. See if I can write it down. Replay and write it down and give it to Glean and thing like that. You know?
Yeah.
Think you hit the nail on the head. Because the truth is, Mr. Butler have some very good ideas. And we don't want to take away what he's done to bring a no-name side. In town, we say a no-name team because they never really got to these heights before. And bring them to these heights. Yeah, maybe some because you have resources and you link up some of your Phoenix players. But yeah, at the end of the day, he still did it. So we have to give credit to where credit is due. But one of the things why him is so controversial and equally hated as much as loved is because him go over the side of arrogance a little bit too much. Too bossy and make some talk more time where a lot of half of the population will not take kindly to it. And so when you mention the point now that he would have eaten some humble pie today and gotten a bit of humility, and with that now he's able to do some introspection and give some credence to the quality of other coaches out there. Never Bell, Lenny Hyde. So man from Stats, whole heap of good coaches out there do some good thing, have some good philosophies too. So it's not about him saying that his philosophy is the right way and that because Jamaica naturally fast and fit, a sour must play, run and rave. No, you have some good ideas, but how about getting some other creative minds, you know, and in terms of quality of coaches and come around the table now and say, make a farm something together, not to say him create the perfect strategy, the perfect brand of football. And I guess he's seeing that that's not the case.
Yeah. Today, I think today really take a back. I saw him sitting on a chair, and I can see him going at some deep thoughts. He went into some deep thoughts, and that is when I said, you learn. I think you really learn. You take another level. You take another step.
You know. Hold on. You know why I never lick him in the KC match? Because the man that was beating him badly in the KC match was his own player.
Yeah.
So that's why I never lick him there, sir. But now he's playing against a team, against players that he has nothing to do with. So Whisper has a lot to do with him, you know.
Yeah.
Right? But now he might play against a team where I'm nothing to do with.
Exactly. One country team.
Yeah.
What do you say?
Right? So
that cup that they're not ready yet. They don't know.
Yeah, so even when KC whip him never feel it. Come and say, yeah, but am I ball I do it?
Yeah.
But when CC beat him bad to the now, him have to eat the humble pie there. So I hope, as you say, I didn't hear the interview, but I hope him really take it and say, boy, you know what? Maybe my way is not
the only way.
The way. The only way.
Yeah.
Right? It could be a part of the way forward, but let's see if I can get some other people input in place and then we can design together Jamaica's football philosophy. But it's not the domino 6 every pace thing necessarily that is going to be it. But there are some other great coaches that are doing some great things too. And let me get them involved and see if we can probably coin another kind of philosophy or something like that. But yeah, he would have ate some humble pie today, and I'm hoping. I don't have a lot of doubt that in the next 2-3 days I'm going to change. I have a feeling next 2-3 days he might turn him out, but because that's just the nature of the personality. But I am hoping, just for the benefit of the youths and for Jamaica overall, that him really eat this humble pie, really see where me have some value, but other team have value to, other player have value to, and make me just treat the thing with respect going forward. So that's my take.
I definitely agree that you have to respect the other teams. You have to respect the other coaches for you to really realize where you are in the competition, the value that you had to the competition, and today would have been. Eddie said in the post-game interview after KC game, he said if anybody should beat him, it should be one of their own in reference of Whisper scoring 3. See there? So that's what we're saying. Now, in aspect of what he has done with Mona, I'm going to shed some light on another coach that I do believe deserve a lot of respect. A lot of respect for what they did, especially in the Manning Cup. And the reason I'm not going to give this coach that amount of respect and the highlight is because of what he did with little to no resources compared to what Mona would have, compared to what a lot of these teams would have had. And that is Linval Dixon at Haile Selassie. I'm going to touch on everyone on the panel if you guys know about it. Luffy, what are your thoughts about the progression of Haile Selassie? And what they have done this season and what Linval Dixon has done. Remember now, limited resources, not like the big teams and they have broken the barrier to advance to the quarterfinals of the Manning Cup.
I get yourself in a problem, you know. If I say Orange Street that back Selassie, you know, money enough down there.
I would say Haile Selassie, a quality team. Even though it's a few days ago, before the quarterfinals start, I would say. I hear everybody talking about them. Haile Selassie, big team. So I was a little bit disappointed that they didn't get through the semi-final, but they did well. They did well because I didn't even know about them before. No, but they did well. They did well enough.
Let me see. Stats, what do you think about it? Come on, just say highlight a little aspect of it. What do you think about that, Stats?
Yeah, man, you know, say, I'm sorry, read Alma Mater, you know. Yeah, man, so, but no, say.
But you think him a funny like the KC and the JC them?
No, it's not going to be funded like that.
Yeah.
But them have some backing financially now. And these set of players are players that play together from the Pepsi stage. So they're going to have a sense of cohesiveness. After this season, Selassie are going to problem someone. I say them come get 10 and things like that. But them have like 70% of the population of them team are finally players. Yeah. And them have played together from a long time. So that's why you see the results from them. However, them just have to just grow from strength to strength now because I'm one for back the small schools, you know. I don't like use the term small school and big school because school is school.
Yeah, and you love the underdog story.
Underdog.
Yeah. But I want for back the small schools where then they really get the highlight that is deserved. Because even a school like Haile Selassie did exceptionally well, you know, and put some teams on it. Selassie put stats on the edge this season. In the first match I got the final.
True.
They were actually leading the game 2-1. And then Stats come back and beat them 3-2. You get the answer? But you have to remember, say, them have, just like you say, them have a quality coach. Them have a coach who play World Cup. Them have a coach who win Premier League locally. You understand? So, tactically, them are going to be prepared. Them are going to be prepared for one. And two, like I said, this is players that play together from the U14 level. Say, I going to get results. Yeah, I forget results. Fitness, I will beat Selassie this season.
Yeah,
I'm not coaching or anything
60
else.
minutes inside.
They start breakdown from 70 minutes in the game.
65, 70.
But you see what them do? You see them do catching though? Because them got a semi-final and the Walker Cup, you know.
4-1, man.
Yeah, man. So don't write them off. And me can tell you, them have some talented players, skillful players.
Him have one number 7 there. Man have a foot there and left foot. Jeez, gonna have gunshot and cannon.
30 yards the man shape my bag from, man.
Yeah, me not catch him and send him make it go viral.
Yeah, man. So I wish them all the best still. I'm like when the
MG.
school is the school
They
them right.
shouldn't
But
they
it just
more
maintain.
win.
It's just like
Hold on,
back in the days,
hold
you
on.
had the Charlies, and you had the Manleys, and they just fall off. We not like that. Still has to get the rise now, but I love for them maintain it. Just but at the end of the day, you know, go now. You just have to do this at school, them do, you know. You have to go down a country if you're one man, you know.
Yeah, but
If you
true.
see one talent down a senior, but I think you have to go feet, you know.
Can't tell us that enough people right now are probably try to get all the essential number 11 now, the number 10.
No, I'm going to JC or KC September. Don't worry about that.
I'm sure that. I'm sure that. Go pick them up from them school. Like you know, you have some other school you can't touch in school, but there's a youth down by Foga Road. There's a youth down by Foga Road. They were number 7 for Foga. Them in call them name Chadwick. I think a Chadwick Walker. Brother, any team catch him. Any team catch him. Sealer. You have a solid box-to-box central defensive midfielder and centre back in your team. I mean, Premier League level. I'm about 17-year-old. I think at this year I'm about 17-year-old. Premier League level. Premier League ready. But I say go still. I just have training more so all around the school we know always a run go for ball. So one day only can go for. David. What do you think about the job that Selassie has done so far? And Lindval?
Yeah, I think one of the most undervalued assets in schoolboy football is individual talent. Because the better schools, they all have the resources to pull some of the young footballers. So when you have schools that don't really have that, and they can compete at the highest level, arguably, it's something that has to be credited. When you're a coach and you can do all of that, it's something that it should be credited.
Yeah.
Lindval Dixon is a veteran coach. He has done it at the highest level locally, and for him to do that with limited time, and I still believe that if the team was fitter, they could have competed for longer. And we can make reference to even Mona, as even though some persons in the chat were saying that Mona no fit or Mona no this, I don't really think it's a situation of not being fit. I think it's more of trying to do too much, trying to depend on the fitness too much, and not trying to use the ball, because I don't think in Jamaica you'll have schoolboys who can high press, sustain the high press for 90 minutes. Because you have to remember, you know, even if
you don't think that schoolboy team can sustain the press in 90 minutes?
But I think they can sustain it.
Alright, when stats
in a exam, no. No, I'm not saying them can't sustain it. I talk like in a system like the Domino 6.
No man, first me about the Domino 6, I not see no Domino 6 none at all. Me don't know if the Domino 6 or 6 man run on your ball one time. Because
no, man, just
3 knock on CC, I'm clear 6 man or 4 man right away, so I'm not sure. I don't understand the Domino 6, because if you don't see the Domino 6 today one time I play, fine. Me never see that at all.
Basically, me see like in one of the double 6 where I look, you have because you see them overload the midfield and them have the forward, them always have like 3 player high in a forward line. So it basically look, it exposes spaces them in the wing back gaps.
Me never
but
see
you
that.
depend on it, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Me don't see it. Listen. So my time, me see all Peralta gone. Him start off up front, he go back in the defense. So my time, me see him gone up front, and me I say, me scratch me, come really a one. It's when time me can look on CC, and it's clear as day, it's clear as water, clear as mud. What them I do? Knock it there, doom. And me can even start predict what them I do. Them overload left hand side, switch it to Christopher.
Right.
Overload right hand side,
switch it to Reed.
Me no coach. Me never gonna coach in school, and me can see that. I never have a clue, none at all, what money that try to do. Me hear the Domino 6, me hear them mention and talk about Domino 6, but me say one answer. I did not see that at all. I mean, I watch a game. I look to see the tactical aspect of it. I mean, never see that. It was evident. I did not see. Let me tell you. I did not see that. I did not see that in KC game. I could see where something that was trying to think when in name Central was trying to think. I never really see it from Casey. I see Casey play that game with him tactically astute, but not today. I see a little bit from Central. They have a defensive structure. The 12 out wide and punch up on the 19. 19 hold it up, play it after 10 or 11 who are going to come off in front time. We couldn't see that. But I never really see it from Mona. I couldn't really understand what I try to do. I try to figure it, and I scratch my head, I cringe, I try to make up face. Because I try work it out. And I couldn't work it out. I don't know if because of how CC kind of move the ball fast, so you couldn't really get to see how them are press. And CC just a knock it. Boom, boom, boom. 3 man get beaten. Bam, bam, bam. 2 man get beaten. Out of press, out of position. CC gone by the spring. I could be wrong though. Continue back.
No, man.
No, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong. I see him side go. See him side go.
They look kind of disorganized today, not gonna lie.
Yeah. MJ.
I think like in a training. In training, I remember every coach.
MG.
Boss, me here.
Yeah, man, I say Fata normally start the game then for Mona. So when me see Fata up front to them, forget his name, forgive me. The big fat youth.
Man.
And Bikey. Bikey never start, man.
He never start, man. Come on.
Bikey kind of
No.
First half.
Yeah, when he come on, what time?
First half.
He come on about 20 minutes when the pressure turn up on them.
Yeah, so normally him only come on when 10 minutes or 5 minutes left in it. There's a little bit of time there.
But because of injury. Kind of out of team. And so comes in kind of
yes. So to see him so early in the game for me was very surprising. And then
I was surprised as well.
Yeah, and they put on the number 13. With a little bit of time left.
Who they take off to put on Bikey? Who they come off for Bikey?
I think. Who again?
Me no know.
And the number
but when me watch Mona play a whole heap of time this year, so a couple things me notice different immediately today. Dante and Peralta they in a defense most of the time. That
no,
is not
start up a striker.
No man, he start up top, man.
But him end up behind there most of the time. Most of the game, if you were compare minute per minute, him there over the left back side. Yes. Most of the time I get beaten left, right, and center.
After the
so that was very confusing. Yeah, that was very confusing to me. I'm not used to seeing him play there. He's an attacking left winger, right? So him did out of position for me. Then the number 13, may I expect to see him much earlier in the game because even though I'm very small, but on the ball he's very creative and technically sound. I have to go foul him and them thing there. So when me say him not play, I say bigger up front. And so the team just don't look like Mona team to me today. Just the way the personnel set up, it was kind of surprising to me.
Maybe but I try one little tactical like thing for try if throw them off. But maybe it never. I think he never really watch one CC team. I think he never really know CC team, and then probably coming in the game with the mindset that. It's probably like a catching or maybe a Wolmers or one of those teams that he play already when he can do any little thing and show them over. I think he was very surprised because even some of the analysts that never seen CC before and them come to me and say them watch a game and they say they hear me say that CC is best footballing team and they say they never really believe it, they only hear me say it. Them listen to me and say but never really believe that. Until they see it for themselves, then say then jaw base them mouth, then jaw they don't have any knee. They could not believe. And I do think that was the same thing. It's the same thing applied to the Mona coaching staff. They couldn't believe what they were seeing because they never really played against a team like that of so competence, passing the ball around so comfortable, on the ball so comfortable. So technically, listen, if you look at that now, they are the most technical team, one touch pass, no matter the pace, hard knock. And I do think that Mona I do think that I would definitely blame Butler a bit because this CC team is the same team that qualified Chapelton Maroons for the Premier League. Go back to look at some of those games that Chapelton Maroon play. Have a look at the team. Have a look on how them play. Same thing Chapelton Maroon though. Overload right hand side, switch it to the left. Overload left hand side, switch it to the right. But guess what the problem now? Because they are so technically gifted. They are so technically good. It's hard to stop because the midfielder, when he receive Malachi, Malachi, when the man receive the ball dead at their foot, them are play the ball, intricate plays, move here and there, one touch, move there, and guess what? Them are rotate the ball. Players are rotate in and out of position. Marcus over to left hand side, switch it. Dixon switch it. All. And there's an interchange like that, and no matter how they interchange, I same competent level, the same execution they might give you. And then no Malachi, sit back some of my time, sit back a bit deeper some of my time, punch forward as a box to box, QP controlling it, left, right, just distributing left, right. And there's always a relief valve in regards to Adges. Adges is always there as a relief valve. He might drop, even if you go down at the corner flag. He might go drop way down there, just receive the ball, ease pressure off my midfield. I do believe that Mona should have understand or even see and know them play like that. Going to a game like that, I think them, like how KC approach a game today when they say, boy, that anybody who put there is good enough to get the job done. And I do think that when they really look at the CC team, they must say, no man, these guys are a level above us, and it's the honest truth. And we have to work extremely hard to come back in that game. Notice when we go in the second half, Mona come out, then come out high intense pressing, creating some problems before the first 10, 20, 12, 15 minutes in first half. Second half, my apologies. They were on it, they were up for it, and you can see that they were trying to nullify some of the aspects of the CC game. Until CC just get back a bit more comfortable and start rotate the ball, recycle the ball, and the pressing kind of fade away because they could not maintain it. Them can press, but the intensity in which CC and not the ball, that the difficult. A big man, Missy CC play against big man, big Premier League club, and they outpossess them, they outpass them, they run so till man 15 minutes in a game, man, they on their face, a drop on their face.
Yeah, man, you remember the practice match there with Arnett?
Arnett, yeah. It difficult, man. It really difficult. But nonetheless, a part-time football, a part-time game. So I never really see them say, oh, did he use the domino double blank today?
I think that the domino 6 mess up more today. No? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's the thing.
I don't really know the domino 6. That's true. Me not try to find out if you see it, but me never know.
We feel like domino 6 because like when the two defender them, they run there most of the time them exposed. The two when they exposed,
Got too much player up if that, you know. That's why them pressing looks so good because them commit a lot of players forward.
Yeah.
They
commit a lot of players forward. And you
listen, a lot of space behind.
Think about Barcelona, right? A prime Barcelona in Busquets in midfield.
No idea.
Him anti-press. You can't press him. Basically, even 3-4 players around him, he can pick a pass same way. And he invite the players on him. So he can pick a pass and 4 no come or 5 no come press him dead. One time I say Malachi received the ball, right? 5 Mona players are press Malachi. 5.
Yeah.
5. Me couldn't believe what I say. 5 Mona players are press Malachi Douglas. Listen, people, if you don't know Malachi Douglas is one of the hardest players possibly in Jamaica to lose the ball. 5, 6, 7 players around him. He might go pick him pass. He might can wall it off and pick him pass. When Malachi Douglas wall the ball and the 5 players quality. Press him, and me see man switch it in between the 5, in between 2 of the players on the left hand side. Switch it with his weaker foot, his right foot. A man switch it to Hull. I could not believe it. The 5 players when he turn around, a Hull and a Hull Richie on the next side and 2 defenders. 2v2 and a problem. And them a chase to get back.
Oh, that's the one I all kick from far.
Yeah, and kick you. when you do things like that, the players are going to drain out. It no matter how fit they are.
That me that say.
It no matter how fit they are, they are going to burn out.
Maintaining. can't sustain that.
You have to change something like that, man. I'll say, okay, they're a better possession-based team than us. It don't make sense to press them all night. We're going to burn out yourself. Let's be a little bit more reserved. We get back a goal, 2-1. We get back a goal, 2-1. Let's say we can keep it half press. Let's play at half line. Not the back line at half line, the midfield at half line. And let's see how we can battle it out from there. Don't sit back too deep though. Because you don't want to invite that amount of pressure on them. And let's see if we can switch a play just as how they must switch a play. Do it to them, make them compact, let them get compact in their midfield. And do something like that. Or if you're going to sit back and defend well and head out the ball because that's something they do against them, Central, Sit back and defend extremely well and try to catch them on the counter. But remember saying the big name of Mona not really wanted that. People are going to say, hold man and sit back and defend. So I don't know if they don't really want that.
And then, yeah, man.
MG,
Yeah.
sorry to cut you off, bro. I think that CC coach did his homework. He definitely do his homework. I think him do his homework. Him figure out Mona.
You know, say funny enough, I saw them play every game.
I saw them play every game. Bro, Luffy.
So them play every game, Luffy.
When you watch a match, them play against Dintil. Them play hard against Dintil than they play against Mona.
Yeah, never watch it.
So them play
the
every
whole
game.
first half, a straight one touch. Nah, move. One touch. Nah, move. Against Mona, then keep the game at Mona more than they came at Dintil.
Oh, you pass on a team with most of them ball in a year half. Oh.
Alright, that with quality man, one touch.
Quality, one touch.
Barcelona.
One
See,
touch.
man, I'm have a thing.
It's difficult, man. All right, so watch out now, people. I know, I do apologize. We have over 200 persons tune in and listen. But no, say there's a whole heap of big important people. I guess I don't know people. It is now Sunday. No found a ball and no found a watching and a listen to what go on. I know so I feel nice. I know so I enjoy the stream. But unfortunately, I forgot to end the stream. I'll be doing a watch along for the World Cup match tomorrow morning. I would really appreciate it if even 10 hours, join me for the watch along where we can enjoy some World Cup. We're looking forward to go forward with the World Cup. We'll be doing watch along whenever I'm available. I'll be doing watch along. I set up then watch along there from early. I'll still be doing the schoolboy football. I'll be doing that for sure. So I would appreciate if you guys join me for watch along tomorrow. We're going to close off the show now at 12 o'clock, people. I mean, no, sir. I say go. Just question network said, why if you scoop you up? No, man. Me I do the watch along a morning, man. That's why.
Make sure you watch Argentina.
So I don't know, so I want the guys to tune in. So I don't want to burn out tonight. And then tomorrow I can't wake up for you watch along. So I have to save some energy for that. On the panel, I have quite a few persons on the panel. Let me start off with you, David. Give me a last sense before you come off. What you think about the stream? What also think about the game today? And your last thought.
Yeah, the stream provides a good medium for us to interact, talk about the sport that we love so much. Yeah, and the games today, I wasn't disappointed, especially in CC, because I CC are my team. Man. Follow that team, they like, we come from down there. Because the style of play, it's just you have that Arsenal, Barcelona bunks. Counter press everything. Yeah, so I wasn't disappointed with that. KC, you kind of expect more from them. They never really approach the game with any urgency based on my point of view. And for the next two games, I didn't see them, so I don't have much to say.
All right,
yeah,
what's it? Stats. Look like Stats drop asleep. Gutsman.
Yeah, man, live, active. Well, good medium for interaction. Big up to yourself, military. All our panelists, them. Big up on themselves. Differently, the match them when me see at Clarendon College, Mona. Good match. Clarendon you represent said yes, so getting a good victory today, which I'm happy for. Central, they actually want Central come out better and give us a better ball game because them play well in a Doncaster Cup. So was expecting them to play better, but nonetheless, that's after KC. Other two match, me never see it, but me just anticipate it was a good match, actually. So, yeah, man. The match them never disappoint on the day.
All right, well said, well said, well said. Luffy.
Honestly, it was a very good stream. Honestly, I was looking forward to the stream from I was at the match. I want to hear everybody's opinion on KC, of course, but honestly, Clarendon College impressed me today. Very good team. Even though last year I think they shouldn't have beat us 2-0. But
It's like your feelings with that, man.
I feel like I had that feelings, man. Should have win the Champions Cup. You want everything last year.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's a very good stream, and big up to everybody that come out and support.
Yeah, man, big up.
So Shane, your last person on the panel, because Stats gone in bed already. Stats drop asleep. Yeah.
By the way, before me answer, I unseen the vote tonight.
No, man, him absent. Gone absent, man. He gone missing.
Yeah, you don't know why I'm gone missing.
Because Mona lose. Remember, say Mona am a carry, man.
We know, man. We do, man. Yeah, look forward to hear what I have to say. But anyway, MG, as usual, you're doing an excellent job. I think this can only improve football as a product in Jamaica overall. The kind of exposure and excitement and analysis that you're bringing to the table. And I think everyone should like, share, and subscribe. You know, the more people become interested, right, the more I believe funds will be pumped into the product. More Jamaican football will be developed. Going straight now to the Champions Cup today. No surprise results for me really. Only thing surprising to me, I was expecting KC to be a little bit more dominant, but it ended up that Stampy was a little bit too arrogant. And Mannings, I didn't expect to lose so badly, albeit I expect them to lose. But all the victors I expected to win, and the one team that lost, I expected to lose. Not that they are the worst team of the 8, but that they are facing the best team of the 8. I think if Mona had another draw, they would have probably won. So it was very interesting day. I'm looking forward to the competition and to the later stages. This year has been very, very good and very, very entertaining. And again, MG, thanks for all the hard work that you're putting in. It is really appreciated, and I think people should really just try to support the work and understand how it contributes towards the final product at the end of the day, which is the growth and development of Jamaica's football. Thanks.
All right. So thank you very much, guys, for joining the program. All the panels, I tell the people, listen, people, I know football, so I try my best. If the man will come on, if you listen to them talk, you can tell us that enough of them know football way more than me. And I learn every night. I have on some panelists, I learn a lot. One other thing about Unseen, I'm like to have an Unseen, he's very contradictory, but I still learn a lot from him. Despite people as I cuss him, I still learn a lot from him. That's what I like when he come on. And the two and from between me and him, I kind of like that because it teach me a lot about football just the same. So at me you look at unseen tonight. What me try my best to do is to highlight as much as possible some of the talents that no one is talking about. Nobody not talk about them talent there. So I try my best to highlight them. The number 10, Nathaniel Owie. First, many people have seen him, and tonight they must see him first. The number 11, I think a Shane Garden name. There's other players that a lot of people didn't get the opportunity to see as well. Kyle Garden from Glenmuir. A lot of people still yet to see Musmus from Mannings. Who else? Well, his right name is Devante Rodney. Jamalik Porter. There's so much players a lot of people are still not be able to see because of that. The number 10 from St. Catherine, My Baller, Bashi. Quality players. So there's so much players a lot of people are not seeing. But nevertheless, we're seeing a few, and we're appreciating the few that we're seeing. So I'm trying my best. I like these guys before people catch on to them, so people can know what is happening. Everyone who tuned in, the big, some people, let me tell you, some big analysts. I watch at night time. I may never know. So big up. There's one in particular said many things that when they know or learn, or when they watch or my program at night time, then get some general idea of players to look out for, players in certain team, and this and that. So them learn. So me, I appreciate it. It does feel well to know that some of the work I'm doing is appreciated and being valued by big analysts, sports analysts. So really appreciate it. So everyone who tuned in, people, I really appreciate it, people. Only we can grow is by you guys helping us to grow, and it definitely come to fruition. That's it. So based off our work, all our panelists, big up, massive respect. Really enjoy this one. In the comment section, before you guys go, on you know what to do. Hashtag Big Boys Time before you go. Hashtag Big Boys Time. There's a whole KC fan, me and them cussing it now. KC fan, them bias. We go find some bias KC fan. Them bias are afraid. But as I go, I love and passionate sport. Big up people, everybody who tuned in, massive respect. Hashtag Big Boys Time. I'm putting the team with support. You don't know so me have to do it too. Cause me apartheid. Big Boys Time. Hashtag 1C Mount. Big up people. Anyways, massive respect. Enjoy the rest of the night, people. And tune in for World Cup, people. World Cup time, people. I don't know if you know, I show speed. World Cup. Can't sing, so I'm not about to try.
Man, tough man.
Oh, you know him?
Man.
Alright.
Anyway, my just 17.
Me, I still 18 not so trouble with. I say go still. Cancel culture tough in a roller now. Big up people. We are out. MG Sports TV. I don't know if I put up a back screen. I'm going to go on a salute before I go. I have to go on a salute before I go, people.
Yeah, man. Big up.
Big up.
Yeah, man. Big up on yourself.
Yeah, man. Respect to one another.